right. I believe I am currently live right now. What is up, fam? It has been too long. It's literally been like over, easily over a month since I did my last live stream or any, honestly, type of content, to be honest. And there's a reasoning behind that. Thus, the title of the video. Technically, it's a live stream, but I'm just making it like a video. I'm giving up as a content creator for now, just for now. Now, there's multiple things that have come up in life, and many times in life, go through phases where we're extremely motivated to do something, and then something stops us in our track. This is still part of my long term kind of plan and vision for what I want to create for my personal brand and channel. But for now, I'm kind of gonna take a break. Multiple different reasons for that. So, I guess first starting off, I recently had my birthday, turned 27. It's crazy. I'm like that much closer to 30, and I'm kind of feeling old nowadays, even though I'm not actually old. So typically when it's your birthday and stuff, especially when you get older, it's a time of like reflection. It's just like, man, I'm a year older, especially if you're kind of getting closer to a milestone. My milestone would be eventually like 30, and for some people it's 40 and 50, and then the older you get, you're like, what am I doing with my life? You kind of reflect on what you're doing, if it's the right path, maybe changes you need to make to your life to get where you want to get, or even just thinking about where you want to go in the first place. So I did a lot of that thinking, and I was like, I talked to a couple of my friends. I'm like, I feel like I'm in a quarter life crisis. It's not a midlife crisis. I'm not like in my middle ages, or middle aged yet. It's crazy. People are having these midlife crises like earlier and earlier on. I'm convinced like when I have kids and stuff, like my kids are gonna be like 18 or 20 and go through like these midlife crises. I wouldn't even call it to that extent. It wasn't that serious, but a lot of self reflection. It's like, all right, what do I want to do? What do I want to do with my life? Am I happy? What changes do I need to make? And stuff like that. Very good to do on a regular basis. So I've noticed I was going really hard on stuff like with this channel, with my Buff Asian thing, and with fitness and content. And it's for those of you who make content or even follow myself or whoever, it's a full-time job by itself. So I've talked with many people like, all right, what are ideas, like how do you make content consistently? And honestly, at the end of the day, you can make one or two pieces become viral and gain a lot of traction through that, but you're just gonna have to get on the ground, start running, put your foot on the pavement, and you're just gonna have to start grinding out videos and creating a lot of content. For right now, I'm not able to dedicate a lot of time. I could definitely do it, and I did do it. I don't know if it's sustainable for myself. So I got to the point where I was making like 2 to 3 shorts or 2 to 3 reels, short form content a day, which is like I try to make it as non monotonous and as easy as possible. But then on top of that, I was doing like 2 live streams a week and stuff like that. I was pure on monk mode. That was kind of when I was in my quote unquote monk mode, which I'm still kind of a part of. But I kind of got out of it a little bit. I felt like it wasn't sustainable just because a multitude of factors. I kind of started doing other stuff on the side to actually generate cash flow, and that will bring me to my kind of end point. Which I'm going to end the video. This isn't going to be too long. I'm probably already sitting at what I am currently at. I can't see the amount of time. Usually it says the time, but I'm currently at almost 5 minutes. It's not. It wasn't sustainable just because I was kind of losing motivation. I wasn't really excited to make it as I used to, and it's when I kind of like realized that I enjoy making content for the fact that I like speaking about this stuff and giving advice to people. But the whole editing part and uploading and all the technical stuff going into that I didn't like as much, specifically the editing part, which does take a lot of time, and luckily with live streams I don't have to edit as much. But brainstorming content ideas, and if I'm adding a guest, I can't really fit that. I can't fit that into my schedule, but like I said, it's not sustainable. I rotated into a new role for my full-time job currently, and it's definitely more strenuous, more workload. And I come home after work, and that's kind of the last thing I want to do is make 2 to 3 shorts or think of content ideas or hop on a live stream because then I have to get dressed up. I have to make sure my room's all ready and stuff. Reminds me, I still need to get another extra light, so that's another thing I need to do on my to-do list when I start consistently making content again. And I kind of got into some other stuff that were actively making me money that I actually really enjoyed doing. And I'll kind of get into that kind of once I get a little bit more consistent and successful at it. But nonetheless, this is like this is not saying I'm not creating any content whatsoever. Obviously, I haven't created anything in over a month. So for those of you, the few subscribers that I do have, thank you for your patience. And just as a disclaimer and a notice for you guys, I will not be consistently making content. I might do a live stream here or there, make a piece of content, a short or a reel every now and then, every once in a blue moon for right now. But I'm gonna take at least the next 6 months plus to consistently work on my side thing. So I've actually taken my Buff Asian thing a lot more seriously. I had a friend make a website. Website's pretty much all done. So doing the last finishing touches, making sure the ordering process works. I set it up everything legally. I know you don't necessarily need to do that, but I just want to keep everything separate. And if anything does happen, I don't want to be personally liable for anything. So that's why I've actually set up an LLC for Buff Asian, filed it with the IRS and all that. So it's literally official. So we're in it. I've made some good investment into it. So I'm shifting my focus over to that, making a little bit of content per se for that, but a little bit more different kind of content. And just because one thing I watch YouTube a lot, and I look up to a lot of these guys like Jay Waller, uh, Andrew Tate, um, uh, Ryan Pineda, Bradley, Grant Cardone, like all these Cody Sanchez is actually a new one. I've been starting to listen to her a lot. She has a lot of good stuff. And I'm focusing on basically making active income. So what's stuff that I can obviously set up systems for, build out processes that will make me money in the kind of the short run, short to medium run. That doesn't mean I'm necessarily kind of trading time for money type of thing, but not in a like I'm getting a new like a part-time job type of thing, but building my own thing, whether that be in like investing, doing stuff with sports and stuff like that. I'll get into that kind of once I've kind of established it and I've become successful. And at the end of the day, I want to be one of those guys who just doesn't talk about stuff and hasn't really done anything with my life. Because let's like put things in perspective. I put things in perspective whenever I kind of self-reflected. And I haven't really done too much in my life. So I'm not I can give you pretty decent information on like finances and investments and fitness and relationships, but I need that added experience, which is going to take time to build and really to have success myself because a lot of those guys, specifically, I was listening to a podcast with Jay Waller, and he was talking about there's nothing wrong with it, but there's a lot of these guys out there who are trying to like being like success gurus and business coaches when they haven't really done anything yet. They're just building up a huge social media following and then selling courses on saying like, all right, this is how you build a business or whatever, but they haven't really built a business themselves or become successful in their own right. They've just kind of become popular because they have cool looking reels. And I don't want to be that guy. So I'm focusing my time and energy into building those active businesses or those active skill sets. That way, like I said, this is a long term thing. So this is over the next 5 to 10 years. I know it's a long time, but I will still document a little bit here or there. Like I said, I'll make content from time to time, but it's not going to be consistent. I cannot promise it will be consistent. Just because I'll be dedicating most of my time and my energy to actually building of the side stuff and the success and getting those receipts. And then I will end up using those to build this platform on YouTube and on social media and stuff like that. So, end all be all, that's kind of why I'm taking a break from content creation, just because, like I said before, it's a full time job in itself. And if I dedicate like so much time into just content creation, sure, I can build a pretty big following, but then I don't want to be really known as this fraud or this guy who just kind of like put out a bunch of reels and stuff, and then I hacked the algorithm and I got really popular and got a lot of followers, but I don't really have any content like value behind my content because it's not really based on anything, because I haven't really had success. I never really built something on my own other than putting out cool content per se, or a lot of content. And also kind of my vision for this is once I kind of establish these side things and start making some active income from these things, then I can put that into doing the stuff that I don't really like doing, like editing or posting my stuff. I can outsource that, and then I can focus on, once I've kind of established systems over here, obviously I'll always actively participate in the side stuff to eventually be my main stuff. And then I can focus on just like coming up with content ideas and collabing with people and stuff like that. Literally be the creativity guy rather than I have to edit this video, I have to edit these 2 to 3 shorts, or I have to edit and and do whatever content wise. I don't have to focus my time and energy on that just because it can be draining, especially you're busy, you got stuff to do. If I can have a guy in India or in Europe or whoever in Australia that can cut up my live streams for me and I don't have to do it individually, and they can make cool reels for me while I'm sleeping, I don't have to spend my energy on that. I need to get that income so I can be able to invest into that. And then honestly, I think I can grow exponentially way faster than kind of what I'm doing right now, trying to be the guy who does everything. And also at the end of the day, if you kind of split your focus into 60 different directions, you're going to kind of be mediocre at everything. And at the end of the day, I don't want to be like a professional editor and be really good at like, I want to be the guy that provides the good value, comes up with the good ideas behind the content instead of making the actual like the transitions and stuff like that. I think that's where I'll provide the most value, and then I can, like I said, outsource all that stuff to someone else, and it will work better. It'll be more efficient. So that's kind of, been wanting to make this video for a long time, honestly, for the past 2 weeks, and I just haven't. I didn't hike up my pants enough and put on my big boy pants until now, and I was like, I need to get it done. We're gonna get it done today. So I appreciate all the subscribers and all the people that still follow me. Trust me, it'll be worth it. I'll check in from time to time, like I said. That doesn't mean I'm just gonna go cold turkey. I'm never gonna return to YouTube, or I'm never gonna post content again. No, that is false. I will be posting from time to time. It may be very sparse. It is not consistent whatsoever, so do not expect consistency from me right now. But when I do come back, I'll come back with a vengeance, and I'll be all in and I'll be invested, and we will have some freaking high quality content. I promise you that. All right. But stay tuned for my Buff Asian website launch. I'm going to update you all on that, and it's going to be pretty sick, and I'm excited. Some stuff you kind of have to, in order to take 5 steps forward, you're going to have to take 1 or 2 steps back. And right now, it's kind of one of those times, but everything will work out in the end. I'm excited for it. You know what it is. I'm trying to help you guys get stronger, smarter, healthier, wealthier. So go ahead, follow for future content, follow for future lives, and I always get that mixed up. Always stay pumped. All right, catch y'all guys later. Gonna go watch some NBA play-in because I enjoy doing that. It's kind of part of my side thing that I'm doing right now. I'll fill you in once it kind of becomes successful. And we're gonna go see Monkey Man. Heard it was a really good movie. Go out there, be social. I've been a lot more social lately, so kind of giving myself some fun stuff to do, patting myself on the back a little bit. But catch y'all later. All right. You know what it is. See y'all.